My top issues concerning the Mets. The Mets have made all this offseason noise and still won't make the playoffs unless they do these three things. The Mets need to sign a dominant bullpen guy. I'm talking Kenley Jensen. They have to shore up the bullpen. The bullpen ranked 22nd in ERA last year, and that's just not gonna cut it, especially when you talk about how talented this team is now offensively. Plus, there has to be a serious sense of confidence when Scherzer and DeGrom go deep into the game and then hand the ball off to one of the relievers. Those games need to be as close as automatic W's as possible. Also, don't forget the Mets lost Aaron Loup to free agency too, their best reliever. So adding a 7th or 8th inning guy would be huge as far as depth and late game impact. I'm not saying the Mets have to sign Kris Bryant, but if you don't, you need to at least pursue a trade for Matt Chapman. You then knock out two birds with one stone, a need for a bona fide third baseman and another power bat. The Mets offensive production has to improve, and naturally it should with the signings of Escobar, Marte, and Canna, but they're gonna need another power bat if they wanna go from a horrible 27th in MLB in runs scored to somewhere in the top 10. Now, Chapman wasn't the same productive Chapman that we've seen in the past, but adding a 30-homer bat in the lineup doesn't hurt. Don't naturally assume DeGrom and Scherzer are gonna be healthy. Make sure you have a solid 7 guys to go to when it comes to starters or guys that can give you bulk. Plus, this also allows the top dogs to skip a start if they need to incorporate that. This is where you can take a risk-reward chance on guys like Yusei Kikuchi or even a Carlos Rodon. At least you know that no one is going to outbid you, and I think with such a dominant 1-2, you end up relieving some of the pressure Kikuchi and Rodon felt last year. It gives them confidence, and who knows, maybe even they overperform on the expectations this year. Oh, and another thing about the New York Mets. Buck Showalter is the man and all, but ultimately Buck doesn't change this team nor the culture all of a sudden. It's the players themselves. Lindor, Alonso, McCann, Nimmo, etc. They have to recognize the changes that need to be made within the clubhouse and the field. The Mets need to make the most of their talent and understand no one is going to just run away with this division. Every team in the NL East is extremely talented. Even the Nationals still have Juan Soto, who can beat teams single-handedly. So if you find yourself at the top of the division late in the season, don't forget you finished 11.5 back in 2021. Examine the extraordinary and let me know what you think.